Hey everyone, how you doing? Hey, welcome to the Inspiration Podcast with Stan. I've got an interesting show today. I've got two lovely women. It's called the Boot Camp Babes, and I'll tell you what. Between the two of them, they've got 18 grandchildren and one on the way, so that'll make a total of 19. But what they've been doing for the last 17 years, going through a boot camp 5 days a week for 17 years is totally amazing. You're going to love this episode. You're going to love to get to know Leticia and Colleen. And it's a great episode. It's one that is really energizing. And if you've been on the fence about that fitness pattern, I'll tell you what, put it to the side, because I think they're going to encourage you to go ahead and get started. So anyway, grab yourself a virtual cup of coffee, have some fun, sit back, and let's listen to the Inspiration Podcast with Stan.
Hey, I'm Stan Gibson, and this is the Inspiration Podcast. Let's get to it.
Hey, welcome everybody to the Inspiration Podcast with Stan. Hey, I've got a fun one today. No, I've got a really fun one today. I've got the Boot Camp Babes with me. And if you want to know what this is, you're going to really get a kick out of the next 30 to 40 minutes as I talk to my good friends, Colleen Olson and Leticia Self. Colleen and Leticia, welcome to the show, my friends.
Hey. Hello. Great to be here with you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
This is going to be fun. Now, we met probably, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago. And I sporadically go to this boot camp during the week. And we're going to talk a little bit about what a boot camp is. But let's not bury the headlines. Let's talk about this. When we met, why are we meeting here this morning? What are the Boot Camp Babes? Tell me all about it.
Well, I'll go first. It's a group of ladies have been together probably about 17 years. And, we kind of like toggle. Some are like 17, 18, trying to figure out the exact year. But it's a group of ladies that show up 5 days a week at 6 a.m. And we
get our butts kicked
for an hour. And we do have 3 different instructors, depending on the day. And, our intention is to leave, feeling like we had a great workout challenge.
And feeling challenged for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So for you listening out there, I want you to grasp this right now. Now, this is 17 years, and I know you've belonged at this club longer than that, but this is 17 years, 5 days a week. Boot camp, which we'll talk about in a little bit. This is not easy. This is not for the weak of heart or the weak of legs or the weak of anything. And it's at 6 a.m. And so tell me, what's the latest? What's the latest you two can wake up and still be at boot camp by 6 a.m.? What's the latest? Colleen, I'll start with you.
Well, I'm very habitual. I think you'll learn that about me, Stan. It's a non-negotiable. I'm up by 4:20, 4:30. Because I love my 1 hour of coffee time, just kind of sitting back and not feeling rushed. And so I try to leave the house around 5:35. Of course, sometimes I get distracted and go, oh my gosh, and then I'm like running out the door. But I like my 4:20, 4:30 wake up and out the door by 5:30.
Oh my goodness. Leticia, how about you?
Well, my latest is, what have I been known for? 5:45. But I wake up at 5 o'clock every morning, but sometimes I get a little distracted and doing other things in between. So I'm most comfortable getting up at 5, but there are times when I don't leave until 5:45 in the morning because I'm looking forward to the workout, and I know I have to get there, but there's a few things I need to do in the mornings before I leave.
Now, here's what I love about you. Here's what I love about you, ladies. So I'll get there, and I'm not always there. Sometimes I have had to get out the door by 5:50 to actually get there by 5:59. But when I go there, I'll see whoever shows up first, whichever one of you shows up first, always puts all the stuff together for the other ones that are showing up later. So you're going to have whatever they need for the day. If it's weights, it's mats, it's whatever. And there's more than just the two of you. There's probably how many of you are a part of this posse?
There's like 5 of us. 5 or 6,
5 of you.
I'd say,
Mhm.
but 5 for sure that we set up for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
And
it's a text that starts at 5:30 in the morning.
Yes.
I'm on my way.
Mhm.
I'll see you there. Or someone may say, unfortunately, I can't make it this morning.
Mhm.
And so we always know that's in this group text of at least 5 or 6 of us that, so we know who to set up or I'm running late. So
Yeah.
that's a text that goes out every day at 5:30 in the morning to our group.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's just tell. So when we talk about a boot camp, what is a boot camp?
I
A
think
boot camp. Go ahead.
it's a
Go ahead.
combination of high intensity, intervals, weights, and every day can differ. As we know now, one of my favorite classes, I'm not sure Stan or Leticia's, is the boot camp bar class.
Mhm.
And so it's a lot more smaller, intense muscles.
Yes.
But we have our little Amanda on Mondays, and it's pretty high intense
Mhm.
workout. Um, every day is a little bit different, but
Mhm.
we always try to get to Erin, one of our favorite boot camp babes. She
Mhm.
likes to get to 600 calories, so we
Oh,
can look
yes.
up on the screen and that's really one of our intentions is
Yes.
yep.
And then
So
Colleen and I always finish off with we're up to 30 push-ups, 30 push-ups. So every month we add one more push-up. And we started probably a year or two ago with 25. And Colleen's idea was we need to be challenged just a bit more. So let's start with an extra push-up every month. So now from 25, we're up to 30 for the month of May. And that's another challenge for us. But the boot camp is what is our is our tribe, is what we look forward to. The workouts, of course, but just gathering with these group of women is really quite an honor for me, and I know for you too, to be among these people that are in their early 60s and 60 to 65 or 68. I can't tell how old we are because we don't feel our age. That's the
mhm.
thing. So this boot camp is a driving force to start a good day. It's like if we miss our boot camp, it's like,
Yep.
we missed part of our day with our
Yeah.
girls too,
Mhm.
with our
Yeah, I'll
tribe.
tell you these. If you're catching this on audio, you need to catch it on YouTube because you're going to see these are boot camp babes, and she's right. We are all in. A lot of people in the class are in their sixth decade of life. I don't think anybody really talks about age, but there are people in their 20s and 30s. But I tell you what, the ones that are leading the pack are the boot camp babes. I mean, there is like this energy, and I'll tell you what, Erin, who didn't want to be on with us, she felt like I like to be behind the scenes. I was hoping she'd be on because I'll tell you what, when they say grab the heaviest weight you can, I get
25s.
embarrassed. I'm looking at Erin, and she's like got more weights than
Yes.
me, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And so I kidded her about it, and she said, I've just always naturally been strong, but yeah. So this is a very intense class. It's very, it's I know I hit all the zones. I do track my zones, zone 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I will hit zone 4 and 5 at least for several minutes out of this. But again, you've been doing this for 5 days a week. You've been doing this for at least 17 years. And but tell me, there's a question that came back to my mind when I looked at your bios. I noticed that you both were flight attendants for over 30 years. I remember one conversation we had about a year ago, and you were telling me that even back then, I mean, this will date a lot of people. They were checking your weights, weren't they? They were checking
Oh, yeah.
and you had to weigh in like weekly.
Yes, every week, every Friday,
Mhm.
we'd get weighed.
Yep.
And if you
Oh,
were over your
the
weight by 3 pounds, then you were like on probation.
Mhm. You had a
They'd
certain
check you every
time.
day. It
And
was
I
so,
only flew 2 years, and the rest I worked on the ground
Mhm.
at the airport, known as the customer service, the pissed off counter. So when you were
Yes,
pissed, yes,
yes.
you would come
You're
to
the
me
one
if
we
you're,
got.
yeah,
You're the one we
if the
got.
flight was canceled or you were drunk or yeah, you were in the bar or whatever, then you would come to me and then I would try to calm you down, rebook you, and then Leticia would get them on the plane.
Yes. So you were lucky if you got Colleen because she is very good at handling people.
Oh
So if you
yeah.
got Colleen and then sent him to our flight to my flight, I would be very happy because normally they would be contained. But there are situations where these people cannot be contained because they're going to miss their appointment, their meeting, or what have you. And that's the most important thing. But you have to learn to handle these different temperaments. And so they first go to Colleen and then they all come on board and then you do the best you can. But then we also have the captain who can delegate to whether to land the plane or not.
I just marvel at the idea that actually there was a weigh-in
Oh
weekly,
yeah, we looked
and
good back then.
it's just that's a lawsuit just waiting to happen today. I'll tell you what, they obviously had to abandon that at some point in time. So, did you two meet during your days in the airline industry?
Mm-mm.
No.
It
No,
was nope. It was through boot camp. It
Hmm.
was through boot camp,
through
and
boot camp.
then we both realized we were both in the airline, and it was not uncommon to see both of us um, after class running down and throwing our uniforms on, getting our scarves on and out the door. People would just see both of us running. That
Yes.
was prior to COVID. We both got to retire during COVID, but
Hmm.
oh yeah, many times we'd both be flying out of there in our uniforms.
Yes. But our
Oh,
definitely our friendship began in boot camp.
Hmm.
That's where we just became fast friends, I think. And through the years, we've even, had a deeper friendship.
yeah. So,
That's
17 years. I mean,
hmm
take me back to, you obviously first met. Did you think you'd be doing this 17 years later?
uh,
Um, I, yes, for me, yes, only because it's something that's a lifestyle, and I've been working out since I was probably 17, started looking into nutrition and working out every day. It was with tapes back then. It was Jane Fonda, and it was, what was it, that booty
buns of
lift?
steel.
Yes, Buns of
Hmm.
Steel.
Hmm.
That's where it all began. So then to go from that point to boot camp to thinking, I'm going to keep doing this for as long as I can. So,
And every day I say sometimes, as we're coming into class, I say, "Okay, guys, we have 10 to 20 more years of this." So, you know,
yeah.
but I think we both have been athletic. I was a gymnast for
Hmm.
years, and exercise has always been so
Yeah.
important to me. And in the front row too. It's the grandma row. Aaron's a grandma, Leticia, myself,
Yeah.
and Karen's in there is also a grandma. So, um, but yeah, I think even during COVID, we never stopped.
Mm-mm.
We never
No.
missed our canceled our membership or anything. We kept going with plastic masks on our face, shields, and
Mhm.
we never stopped.
So you were showing up physically.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, during
Hmm.
COVID. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
That
Hmm.
was hard for me. The mask was really tough for me to work out in. I did purchase a Peloton. So I had a stationary bike that I could work out with. And I think I held my membership for put it on hold for like 3 months because the initial was hard. It was
Oh
hard for
yeah.
me to work out with a mask. But
So so
she was really good about that. Then I missed it. So I had to come back.
so you're talking about being the grandma role, Leticia. You're not just a grandma. You're like, how many
We have
grandchildren do you have?
Together with my husband, we have 7 kids. 4 are mine and 3 are his. But together we have 9 grandbabies.
9 grandbabies, and you've got a 10th on the way. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, 10
Yes.
grandchildren. Congratulations. That's so fantastic.
We love it.
That's
It's such a
fantastic.
privilege to be in this stage of our life and
Hmm.
still be active and healthy and to get down on the floor with your grandchildren and play in the park and run, teach them gymnastics, teach them how to flip, teach them. I mean, you can be their teacher. Just because you're grandmother doesn't mean you can't be at their, but you have to be physically fit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't cross your legs and sit on the floor for 20, 30 minutes, right?
You told me
So
they call you Gigi, so they've got to be impressed with Gigi being able to. Again, you're no grandmother. You are no
they
grandmother.
they are funny. They go, Gigi can do it. I mean, they'll have me.
Hmm.
So I'll do the headstand on the wall, and I'll say, now you try, and then I mean, whatever it is we're doing, it's like Gigi can do it. So it's nice. Yeah.
So, Colleen,
I
again,
have 9
go ahead.
also. I have 9.
You have
Yes, yes,
Well, you
combined.
buried that headline. You
Yes.
buried that headline. I didn't realize that. So between the two of you, you've got 18 grandchildren with a
Yes.
19th on the way.
And possibly a
Yeah.
20th.
Yeah.
So,
Possibly a 20. Oh my goodness.
mhm,
Okay. We really buried a headline there. That's
that's
fantastic. And
mhm.
so, Colleen, you're like, I was telling you before we got on, you're a machine. I mean, I know that you're like this extraordinary real estate advisor here in Arizona, but you've done some pretty amazing things. Tell me a little bit about, in fact, I've got to look on my notes here. You've done an Ironman 70.3. I want to know more about that, but you also have done some work with Seal Fit Crucible, whatever that is. Tell me about those two experiences.
So there was another tribe that I was involved with, Tri Scottsdale, and it was, started out small with small triathlons, and then my girlfriend Julie said, "Let's do a half Ironman." I was like, "Half Ironman?" No, I'm working 2 jobs. So for 16 years, I did the airline and the real estate together and trained. So it was even more intense to add in, the cycling. So a half Ironman is a 1.2 mile swim, 56-mile bike ride, and then a half marathon. And so it was 7 days a week with, the boot camp, all of that training was either before or after. A lot of the swimming was done at nighttime. And it was probably one of the hardest things. But then my girlfriend's like, let's do a full. I said, no. A half is enough. A half is enough. But it was, I think like my business coach, it's all that 10x. Your body can do 10 times more than your brain thinks it can.
Yeah.
And I think,
Mhm.
like Leticia is the same too, is that, we've got this mindset, this grit mindset. We just get up and do what we have to do. And then the Navy SEAL Crucible was with my coach, Joe Stump. And he was the oldest guy to make it through the civilian BUDS training. So he wanted our inner circle to go. We went to Encinitas, and it was from Friday to Sunday. And it was basically doing, it was just a small portion of what the Navy SEALs go through. But it entailed sleeping in bunks. We were in full fatigues. We had to spend 3 hours in the ocean at 3 in the morning and freezing cold. 11-minute plank on concrete at 91 degrees. And again, we got to be yelled at by all retired Navy SEALs. Oh, darn.
So fun, Colleen. That sounds like so much fun.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. So, probably two of the coolest things. I would probably have to say the Navy SEAL is probably one of the coolest things I ever got to do. Again, just a small snippet of what they go through. But I would wake up at 3 in the morning to train for that. I'd wake up at 3 in the morning, put 10 to 15 pounds on my back, walk 3 miles, drop it, run 4 miles, and then go to boot camp all before 7 a.m.
Mhm.
I just pulled a muscle hearing that right there. I tell you what, that's more than I think I'm up for, and I think I'm in
Yeah.
pretty good shape at
Yeah.
67. But it's Leticia. You've done your share too. You've done a
Mhm.
half marathon. You've done a full marathon. Is that correct?
I have, and I did the full one first without really running. Being a previous runner, I just started training for that PF Chang's marathon back in 2004. And I was 42, 41 or 42 at the time. And it was quite challenging for me, but I did it. And I remember running 17 miles before because you have to do your most miles towards the end of the marathon. So I ran 17 miles it didn't wasn't raining when it started, but it was pouring by the time I finished, but I finished. And then the day of the marathon, um, it was just, gosh, it's been so long, but I just remember that I hit the wall. I hit the wall at like the 22nd mile mark. It was close. And I couldn't move my legs. So I stopped and picked up water. And then I couldn't walk. I couldn't run. I tried. And then this guy came up beside me and he goes, "You've trained for this. You've worked hard. You can do it. Keep moving." And he says, "Come on." And he just came up beside me and said, "Come on, you can do it." And so I started picking up my legs, like, just scooting. And then I warmed up and then he disappeared and I finished. So
Yay.
that was amazing.
He
Yeah.
disappeared.
He
Was that
disappeared.
was that a Holy Spirit moment? Was that
I
just
think
somebody that,
so. Yeah, I call him my angel. I really do because
yeah.
I really thought, okay, I'm stuck here. I can't move my legs. But he saw my struggle and he decided because his wife was also, he mentioned, was running the half. But he said, you worked hard for this. You can do it. Come, just keep going, keep going. And then he just stood beside me until I started moving again. And then he just went on to finish. And I really call that a Holy Spirit special
Oh,
angel moment.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, tell me, so I always notice because I observe, but we go through this people are gassed. I mean, at the end of 60 minutes, people are gassed. And again, you two, the crazy boot camp babes you are, now you're doing 31 push-ups after, and I'm sitting here watching this. I'm saying, how are they doing this? But then you guys typically go down, you have this great relational time afterwards, which sometimes it's the two of you, sometimes there's 5 of you, 6 of you, but you two have other health habits that you like to keep. And I know that you've shared some of these with me, but what are some of the other healthy things that you do that the listeners should know about? And I've got something in mind, but hopefully I don't have to say it. What are the other healthy things that you do?
Well, a couple years ago, we decided to change it up, and we went with the Kellyanne intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so what that entailed was really, changing the hours that you eat, because we were like kind of feeling a little sluggish, and we thought, you know what, we need to we need to change it. We've got to do
Change.
something to change it up. And so we show up every morning, and we, after boot camp, come down. And actually, it's probably one of my favorite things is that time together, and we drink bone broth.
That's what
So
I was
we
referring
finish
to.
In
we
our coffee
finish
cups.
in our big mugs,
Mm-hmm.
and then we put in fresh squeezed lemon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a
Oh,
non-negotiable every day for me and for
yeah.
Leticia.
A
And we
ritual.
finish taking our vitamins, and we giggle, we laugh, we solve problems. And it's so funny because people come walking past us, right? And we're known as the coffee ladies. Some of
Mm-hmm.
them don't know
Mm-hmm.
we're drinking bone broth, but a lot of people do know now. And again, we usually those conversations are over grandkids or the new healthy, what's new, blah, blah, blah. And
Mm-hmm.
then we get up and go downstairs, and time for sauna.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be, 10, 15-minute sauna. And then I like, Leticia is not quite there yet. I'm trying to get her there. I love the cold plunge. And I hate being cold, but there's just something about the cold plunge. And sometimes I've gotten out and I went, I'm going back in. And I might go back in for another minute or two. But it's just
She's my
amazing.
hero. She is
No,
my hero.
I think it's just the, for the endorphins. Yeah. And then
All the metabolism, the brown sugar. There's a lot
yes,
of
yes.
as you know me, I study all this stuff to the nth degree. But how long will you stay in there, Colleen?
Up to 5 minutes
Up to
into
yeah.
the cold plunge.
It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the day. But again, I'm in the sauna first, and I'm usually listening to a podcast while I'm in there, or Leticia and I are continuing our conversation in the sauna,
Yes, we are.
on what the new health thing is, or,
Mm-hmm.
So
facial
this is
cream.
Or
yeah.
grandbabies or
Yeah.
something, anything.
So yeah, this is called contrast therapy, and so yeah, the difference in going from the sauna into the cold, and sometimes it's then back into the sauna. Again, what you're doing is you're hitting up on your HRV, your sympathetic and asympathetic, parasympathetic nerves, and it's got an amazing result. And Leticia, the worst part is the first 30 seconds. And after that,
Mhm.
I
That's what
swear
they tell me.
you
I
don't feel, I mean, after that, it's like, I don't want to get out because I think it's worse getting out than just staying in.
Okay, Stan, I have done the cold plunge for up to 1 minute, and then I just start freaking out. Like my fingers are going to fall off and my toes are going to fall off. So I've given myself a little break, and I just go into, we have a tub of cold towels with ice. So I do that after the sauna instead for now. But I will try again because I'm not giving up. But for now, that's what I'm doing.
Well, there's still a lot of research being done on it, and I've read everything from 11 minutes a week is probably the max, but I don't think you could tell the people in Sweden that. I think they just run
Yeah,
in, and
yeah,
it's just part of life.
Yeah.
And so I do think that there's benefits, but I also think they haven't really looked at the long term benefits. But I'm with you, Colleen. I try to do it at least 2 to 3 times a week. I try not to do it after a workout, just after weightlifting anyway, just because I don't want it to restrict some of the blood cell work that has been metabolically pumped up over the last 60 minutes. But
Mhm.
I definitely love that. I love the contrast therapy. Is there anything else? And I did know, and by the way, you two do leave a legacy, because you were nice enough, Colleen, to give me, reach in your purse. You gave me one of these bone broth. I don't know what you call it. You gave it to
packets.
me, hot packets, and I
Yeah.
went home and I got on Amazon and I ordered my own, and I have been a big bone broth drinker ever since. It's
Yay.
Good.
tasty.
I
And
love it.
so I'm like you. Give me something to try if it's
Mhm.
health related, and I will always go ahead and do it. So you've done all these amazing things. So is there anything else new that you're saying? You know what? Okay, we're in our sixth decade. Hey, I got something else I want you to try. Leticia, is there something for you, or Colleen? Is there something else out there that you want to do before you figure something else out?
I've been thinking about, and I know Colleen's written books, but I actually want to write a kids book. Just a very simple kids book. That's something that would be fun to share with my grandbabies. I don't know. I think that and traveling, I mean, we're at that age now where we have more flexibility with our
Yeah,
lives. Um, so there's, something to really consider, a lot of, different options. So,
yeah.
And we have lifetime flight benefits, both of us, on all the
mhm.
airlines. So,
Oh gosh.
Yes, we do.
so we have that. I think, probably again, in spending more time with the grandkids, traveling,
Hmm.
physically, I think, just stay consistent. I don't see any, races or anything. I think now is the time to really protect the knees and the ankles and
Yes.
everything, because we're both, healthy and feeling good. And
Hmm.
I stopped cycling in 2021 after a bike accident that severed my rotator and bicep. Took about a
Hmm.
year to get that back in, but you
Can,
know
can I
what?
say one thing about that?
Mhm.
She would still, during her recuperation period, she would still come in and work out with one arm. And I was like, okay, we can do this. Only Colleen.
I
One arm
told you.
planks.
One arm flights. I told you I had to have these two on. When you planted that seed,
Oh,
Colleen, about a year ago, it just kind of sat there, and then it was like last week. I was in a yoga class, and they were talking about the two of you, and I think they were talking about the boot camp babes, and I thought, what, I need to have this podcast, because this is a fascinating story. And again, when you look at all you've done, I'll tell you what, you two are different though. You're joined at the hip, and yet you're different in personality. So tell me, Leticia. So you two have been together for again over almost 17 years or more. What is it that what is it that Colleen brings to the table that you guys are very different, but yet you're joined at the hip? What is it, Leticia, that Colleen brings to the table for you? And Colleen, I'm going to reverse this question here in a second, but Leticia, what
I
is it that
think
Colleen brings?
just a wonderful friendship and a wonderful sense of humor. And I think that just really makes my day. And when she's not there, if she's missing out, which is very rare, very, very rare, when she doesn't make the class, I'm like, oh, where's my girlfriend? Where's my, she's just a wonderful person. And she brings it so many. There's just so much to Colleen, and I just have we've formed this wonderful friendship, and I just and I know we'll be lifetime friends. So
And
humor,
how about for
humor,
you?
humor, and humor.
Yeah.
And for you, Colleen?
Leticia, she just, she's the nurturer, and she's just so giving, so kind. She's bringing all her stuff from her gardens, and her love language is gift. She loves to gift, and we love having her there. And again, when in the summertime, we get a little bit, missing each other for
Mhm,
traveling and stuff like that. And there's
mhm.
nothing worse than when I have to go sit down and have bone broth without her, you know?
Yes,
No, really,
yes.
it's like, oh, it's such a downer. And yeah, she just is so kind. And all day long, I'm getting text messages on, did you see this YouTube on this vitamin, or did you see this YouTube on this facial cream or whatever?
Yeah, or
So
some doctor or something else.
yes.
Yeah,
So
Well,
yeah, it's just very, very close. And yeah, I'm so fortunate. I feel
yeah.
like we are all so fortunate. There's other girls in the class too, but I think Leticia
Hmm.
just brings a special,
Oh, thank
sparkle.
you. So
Yeah.
do you.
And we, again, set up for each other, and one might be running late, but we just make, and there's never any, Leticia, you probably think this too. There's never like, I have to set up for her again, or,
Mm-mm,
it just,
never.
we just do it. We're just
Hmm.
there for
yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
I think that's why I wanted to have the two of you on here, because I see this genuine relationship, and I just see this. I get to, not I have to, between the
Hmm.
two of you. And again, like you said, it's not just the two of you. There's probably 4 or 5 of you that have kind of stuck this out through longevity. And again, it's just amazing. When I get to be in the back of the class, so I get to watch. You guys are like, I'm glad they're not watching me, because I tell you what, I'm doing everything I can to get through this 60 minutes, and you two are doing push-ups afterwards. So anyway, you're amazing. Again, you think about all of the grandkids, you think about the life. You're leaving a legacy. I mean, you're leaving a legacy at home. You're leaving a legacy there. You're leaving a legacy, and I'm big on legacy. And that's those are the
Mhm.
clients I work with. Is how do we leave a legacy in life, in relationships, in being healthy, in mindset. And you guys are doing all that, and it's just amazing. I thank you guys for being on this show. Is there any party comments, anything that you want to leave? And I'll tell you what, there's somebody out there right now that's just saying, I can't do what they do. I mean, there's going to be some millennial, there's going to be somebody that just says, that's crazy. I'm not that type of person. What would you say to them to say, no, you can do it? What would be your final thoughts?
For me, I would say you just have to try. People will say, "How do you do 31 push-ups?" You know what? You start with one. And maybe you can't be on the floor. Maybe you push off of a table, but never stop moving. Always keep moving your body, whether it's just walking. It doesn't matter how slow you walk. Just keep walking, keep moving, and that's going to benefit you for the rest of your life. For me,
And,
that's on my side.
and I would say, find a Leticia in your life. Find one. Find a tribe.
Mhm.
We were introduced to a gal in our class. Cynthia went to a retreat, and there was a lady who was 104 years old. And do you know
Yes.
what she said? Longevity is having a tribe.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Having a tribe. It is, find one or two people that you can, someone that can hold you accountable.
Hmm.
And it doesn't have to be doing boot camp 5 days a week. Hey, did you get a 1 mile walk in? Somebody that's going to encourage you, somebody who's not going to be harsh on you,
Hmm.
somebody who is going to come along, be that little Holy Spirit, that little angel that's going to
Hmm.
put the arm on the back, like on the Navy SEAL training. You'll see they come up behind and they just do a little bit of hand on the back. Just, you can do this, you can do it. And, I'm not sure, Stan, real quick, Sister Madonna, she started doing Ironman. She started running in her 40s,
Yes.
and she did her first Ironman at 55, and the oldest woman at 82 to finish an Ironman.
Amazing.
And I,
Wow.
and I got to actually race with her. And so, and she was going to go home and have a beer. She goes, I might shoot it with the vodka after. And she's
You got to get those carbs. You got to get those carbs, and somehow you got to get them. And if it's a beer, it's a beer.
And she's a nun, and she is truly a nun. And so I just say, you know what? Find a sister, a friend, and start small, or you'll give up. But we wake up honestly and work out to look good in a dress.
we like dresses.
Well, you two rock that. I know you do. So I tell you what, you know what? I can't thank you enough. That's a mic drop right there, because again, I think it is having a tribe, having those relationships. I know that right now I'm, migrating back to the Midwest. And so I'm not going to be in the health club, but you guys are kind of what bring me there. It's that tribe. It's that accountability. Yes. And so I know the last few mornings since I put my membership on hold. It's like I've had to go work out, and it's like 6 o'clock becomes 6:15, 6:15 becomes 6:30, 6:30. All of a sudden it's like 7 o'clock. Go do it, Stan. You don't have that tribe. And so, you know what? You're absolutely right. You guys are blessed. You're leaving this wonderful legacy. I can't thank you enough. And I look forward to getting back in the fall when I can see you again and sit in the back and watch this amazing legacy that you're leaving. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we love seeing you in class, Dan, and we'll miss you this summer, and we'll look forward to you in the fall.
Yes,
Sounds
we'll see you in the fall. And God
Okay.
bless you. Take care.
Thank you, and you too. And may you all live a rich and intentional life. And
Absolutely.
we just thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the show today. I tell you, Colleen and Leticia, they rock. They're just such good people, and they're leaving a legacy. And I really just think that I talk a lot about legacy. The clients that I work with all want to leave the world a little better place than when they were born. Somebody's always moving the cheese. Somebody's always moving the goalpost. And, in life, that's going to happen. But I'll tell you what, to leave a legacy, you want to be intentional. You've got to be intentional, mind, body, and soul. Your career, your relationships, you've got to be intentional. And so, that's what I love most about working with most of you is just that intentionality and what it takes to leave a legacy. We all want to get better. We all want to invest in ourselves. So anyway, I'll tell you what, if you like, go to leadwithstan.com, leadwithstan.com. If you go there, you're going to get a PDF, and it's going to be great because it's going to, in a very concise way, it's going to have all the areas of well-being. It's going to have fitness. It's going to have sleep. It's going to have nutrition. It's going to have meditation. But it's not just going to list them. It's also going to have the strategies. It's going to have the neuroscience of why they're important. It's going to have resources to go to. So it's kind of a everything all in one PDF as far as what I call doubling down on you, because I think that's a big part of legacy is doubling down on you. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know I did. And as I always say, may you all live a rich and intentional life. And I'll catch you on the next episode of the Inspiration Podcast with Stan.
Well, that's it for today, my friends. I hope this conversation sparked something meaningful for you. If it did, share it with someone who could use a little inspiration too. You can find more tools, stories, and coaching to support your journey at stangibsonspeaks.com.